Wait, are you are you gonna count me in? Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. Welcome to the Queen's Lead podcast. I'm your host, Amy Singleton, and as a child of the 80s, I'd love to say queens rule, but they don't. Queens lead. Being a queen means you are worthy to be a leader of people. The guests on our show do exactly that. They are leading the way in their businesses, families, and communities. And they're taking their rightful place in the spotlight, leading and inspiring the developing queens in all of us. Welcome to the Queen's Lead podcast.
Now here's your host, Amy Singleton, the queen of realness, leading conversations about business, life, and the real shit you want to know.
Welcome everybody back to Queen's Lead podcast. It is officially season 2 and we are flipping the tables today. You may notice my guest, if you're watching on YouTube, looks a little different than most of our guests. We have invited our very first male to Queen's Lead podcast, and I am stoked to be interviewed instead of be the interviewer. So take it away, Connor Quinn. Please introduce yourself. I've already gave a teaser of who you are and like a bit of your resume, but holy shit, I fangirl every time I talk to this guy, you guys. So let's hear it.
I fanboy with you every time I talk to you. So, ditto.
Yeah, your voice is like butter.
Oh, yeah. Cut it with a knife. It's like motherfucking butter.
Yeah, it is.
So we are flipping the mic. And so, yeah, it's strange. How does it feel for you? You're going to be interviewed you're going to be the interviewee instead of the interviewer.
Yes. And I have no idea what he's going to ask me. So it's just a free for all. You're going to get the real Amy Singleton for real today.
Yeah, for real. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'm a voiceover artist. For those that know what that is, they use my voice for cartoons like today, like the Fabulous Avatar, which looks nothing like me, and they use it for commercials, video games, animation, a lot of stuff. Here, as you mentioned, here in this great state of Oklahoma, I do the voice of Braum's. I've been on many of their commercials. I've been the voice of Visa for many years ago, and I also do Audi. And Disney is close to my heart. I started as a child actor. It was my very first employer, and I still work for them. So, yeah, it's just
an incredible career you've had.
Oh my gosh!
We are very lucky to have you here in Oklahoma now after all those years in LA.
Oh my! Well, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have met you and Joseph. I mean, that is incredible, right?
Yes, yeah, thank you. It was totally round of applause for that.
Yes,
like
the audience is applauding.
Started a networking group, and this dude, like a freaking celebrity, shows up at my little own networking group. I was so proud. Yeah, you're the biggest draw, man. Everybody talks about you. You're super cool.
Yeah, whatever. Everyone loves you. At this networking meeting, her and Joseph bring these great ideas, talking about marketing and that sort of thing. They bring those to each of these meetings that we have, and I've learned a lot. I mean, it's just these little 1-minute little nuggets, the little teasers that teach you all about, marketing and what you really should know as a small business owner. But yeah, good stuff. And that it's no wonder you call it, Queen's Lead podcast. So let's talk about you. So you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mom, you have been a nurse, and now, of course, you're a podcaster. And get this, last year, she picked up the 22 BBB Woman of Integrity Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know what? Tomorrow, the actual date tomorrow will be September 20th. And tomorrow is this year's presentation. And so I get to go sit on a panel and help present the award to this year's winner. It's going to be so much fun.
That is so awesome. And, this podcast here, which I'm honored to, have the mic turned, is the Queen's Lead. You're in your 60s for the episodes now?
Yeah, I think episode 70 comes out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Something like that.
I'm so honored. And what I love about it is your mission statement, is women that are impacting their families, communities, and industries by leading like queens,
Yeah.
Like the queens that we are, right?
That's right.
I absolutely love your tagline, and the real shit you want to know. I mean, that's
the real shit.
Like takes it right down. Right. I mean, it's like you can't get beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, I have spent too much freaking time in the classroom or in settings where I'm like, okay, I have a question, but no one else is asking the question, and I need to know this, and I should know this. And I found like I'm just fucking willing. Like I'm going, okay, arm
I
up. I have
love
no
that.
idea what the hell you're talking about. And every time I do that, almost every time without fail, someone will come up and go, "Thank you so much for asking that shit. I
Well,
had no idea what they were talking about."
I was just going to say there's countless classrooms and meetings I've been in where someone like yourself will step forward and do that. And yeah, privately, we're like, thank God that you stood up and said something, that
Yeah.
you asked the question that we were all wanting to know.
Yeah.
Why we all didn't do it, I don't know. But, again, that's why Amy is who she is because that tenacity that has, you know, put her number one and her clients number one. And plus, that's why you have this podcast so you can search out other people, because we all have our talents. We all
Yeah.
have something that we can tap into. And gosh, every time we're out and about and we're meeting different people, I just think about all of them have stories, you know?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
e- Everybody is their own hero at some point, or they have the ups and downs and travails that, just goes with life. And
Yeah.
we're so good at just putting on a face of pretending as normal,
Yeah.
when
Right.
in fact that, it's the inner story that resonates with everybody because that is, like you said, that's the real shit. That's the stuff that we're all dealing with. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I think I just spent too much time being afraid and
yeah,
not willing. And, I mean, I've weighed 300 pounds in my past. I've been a complete disaster. I've been, I drank too much. And so I don't give a shit. Maybe it's because I just turned 42. I just don't give a shit anymore. Like some
right.
people are going to be for me. They're not going to be for me, but people desperately need to hear. Yeah. I was a drinker. Now I'm not. I was depressed. Now I'm not. I was
Right.
unhealthy. Now I'm not. Like they need an example in their life that's just willing. And that's me. I'm just willing.
Yeah, and you unabashedly talk about it just, without the makeup on it. You just present it as it is.
Yeah.
That's what I so much I love about you. And when we first met, not, at the meeting, and then you and Joseph and I we had lunch together. And I also saw more of you, privately as we were doing it, but it's no different than what we saw at the meeting. You're the same person, right?
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
so many of us feel like we put on masks that we have to, we go out the door, put on the mask, or put on the mask, go out the door. And
Sure.
so like, what was your early, I don't know, what your inspirations, what led you to become real, to be your true authentic self like you are?
I think it was just coming out of that depression
Hmm.
was so hard. And coming out of my alcoholism was so hard. And there just wasn't a person that I could look to and see like, okay, they've done it. They've overcome this thing. Like everyone in my life, and it was all my fault. I pushed everybody away. So I just felt like I didn't have an example. And even to this day, I can't always tell someone like, yeah, I went from this point to this point and tell them the way because the way is so different for everybody and meandering and
It
one
is.
tiny little fucking step at a time at times. But I felt like I had such a responsibility to stand up after I overcame that shit and say, you can too. Like I
Uh,
felt so alive. I felt so much of value in myself and I had a purpose, which I'd never had before. Like I knew I wanted to be like a nurse, or actually I wanted to be a doctor. And then I let fear hold me back from that. So I was a nurse and I was serving people. But everything, when I lost everything, when I lost my marriage, I lost my health, I lost, my job as a nurse, and I found that I didn't have anything to hold on to. I didn't have a North Star. Even my children at one point were taken by my ex-husband because I was not even bathing. Like I couldn't fucking take care of myself at all.
right.
So
Yeah.
like I guess this is a very long-winded answer to say I feel a responsibility to stand up and say, I was, and now I am, and it's for you too. Whatever that is, like broken, damaged,
Right.
sick, upset, divorce, whatever it is you're going through, you're not the only person who's been through that. Even if you think you are, I promise you, the billions of people that have been on this planet, you're not alone. There's not enough fucking people willing to stand up and say, I went through that. And here's how you can overcome that too.
Oh, no, I mean, what a beautiful answer. It's you found your one true voice. And so many, even if they do find their one true voice, they don't speak it.
Yeah.
They keep it they keep it hidden from others when that, like what you're saying, is being able to speak towards the hard things in life, the battles. Um that is what helps other people find their North Star. And their
Yeah.
North Star may be pointing south, whereas yours is pointing east.
Yeah.
And but the point is that you found a guiding light that pulls you out of that of I was and now I'm not. I wasn't and now I am. And
Yeah.
that is so beautiful. It's like I think, I'm not getting the quote right, but it's like, sometimes when they say that we hit ground zero, when everything comes crumbling down, that bottom is now our new foundation that we
That's
build
it.
from.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like the phoenix rising, it's all the same imagery, but it makes so much sense.
Rise, Phoenix. So what's on my arm.
Like,
I mean,
oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah, it's a
Wow, I didn't
complete
even know that.
rebirth. And I love that you said, like, number one, not everybody's what I would call a rock bottom or that basement level of like despair or like
Yeah,
rebirth where you have to be reborn. It's different for everybody. Some people
it
become
is.
homeless. I mean, it's you lose literally everything. Some
Right.
people may just lose one relationship or something. And then the second part of that I love that you said was my North Star might be pointing east, whereas yours points north. And I feel like this is something people deal with a lot, especially in this information age. We are inundated with
Yes.
information and causes and nonprofits and like, oh, okay, well, save the whales, save the animals, save the dolphins, save the humans, save the babies. There's so much the politics, policy, community. There's so many things that we all could be worried about,
Yes.
but what is it that we are called to be worried about and where we can actually make an impact? Of course, those things are important, and I'll use a paper straw when I can, or whatever that thing is.
Right,
But
whatever it is.
I heard a guest on the Mel Robbins podcast. I've been talking about her a lot because she's so fucking great. But she said the other day, a depressed person is not going to save the rainforest. So it's okay for you to use paper plates when you're depressed to avoid the dishes. We can't all be worried
Oh,
about
that's
everything
great.
all at once. And when you
Right.
do get to the point where you are worried about everything all at once, at least for me, what happened was I was like on my phone, like fucking impotently raging against this cause that I was never going to go do something about. I was just pissed, right? And all this focused energy that I thought was making a difference was like, it was just no, it was just adding to the noise. But when I found that guiding light, that North Star, like, where can I serve? Where can I make a difference? Where can I have an actual impact in this fucking disastrous human condition that we're all experiencing? I feel like that this is it. This being willing, saying me too. Here's how you can do better, be less, be more in the areas that you want to change. People do change. They absolutely do. So whoever says they don't, it's a lie.
Yeah. But so you went through a lot of ups and downs, and we're going to get into a lot of more of that because it's so much part. I mean, your origin story is through to today. I mean, part of today is your origin story. Uh,
Mm,
so we're going to
mm,
get to these things here in a little bit, but I'm curious, because we're kicking off the brand new the not the brand new podcast, but the new season, right?
yeah.
What led to you creating Queen's Lead? How did that come about? What was the Phoenix Rising story, the origin story for that?
I just giving a voice to other women. First, it became really clear to me that there were almost no women in my niche. It's all men. Like, there's a ton of women in branding and the creative side, but in the data driven side of lead generation and business growth, it's completely male dominated, and the leadership has very historically been male. And I feel like finally women kind of have a seat at the table. We may
Right.
not be at the head of very many tables, but in the organizations I've been a part of where there has been really excellent female leadership and direction, those have flourished. And so I just felt called to give a platform to women that were doing amazing thing, because so many women get caught up in the busyness of the doing of their business or their nonprofit or where they're serving and all the other things they have to do in their life. They don't get a chance to talk about what it is that they're doing and how they're impacting. So I made a platform for them to do so.
There we go. I love that. It's so much of our society has been patriarchal for eons, but I know back there it was a matriarchal, and there's even some uh various indigenous tribes where that it is still a part of their origin story of being a matriarchal society.
Yeah.
And I just feel, the fifth dimension had, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I think we're on the dawning of this,
Yeah.
where
Yes.
where the balance has shifted, and I think that's so refreshing. It's
And I
just
don't even know if the balance has always been off. I just think that it hasn't been highlighted.
it
I was
you know, it,
sitting
true.
because I heard, I don't know if this is true. I have not gone to research it yet, but someone told me the other day, we were at a concert and she leaned over and said, "Did you know that actually Mozart's sister was the first one to compose in his family and she taught him?" And I did not know that. And I
What?
know there are many, many female authors that wrote under male
Yeah,
pseudonyms and names. And so I just think
this is
women have
true.
always been doing the fucking thing, right? Like we've always been like having the babies and working in the fields and doing all the same things, but we just haven't had the spotlight shown upon them. So it's time. I agree. It's a dawning of the shining of the light on the women leaders of our society. It's freaking
I think
time. Let's go.
let's go. Yeah, bring it on. Bring on the day. It's
That's
like
it.
there was one of our first movie celebrities, or pinup guys, and we're talking way back in 1910, somewhere 1915. I'm not a historian, but there was a lady named June Mathis, and nobody knows who that is. And there was an actor that this pinup guy was called Rudolph Valentino. He
Oh yeah.
was, yeah,
Okay.
of course. I mean, just this, luxurious looking, great looking guy, that was in those early films, those silent films. Well, a lady named June Mathis is the one who discovered him and thought that he would have
Wow.
talent. But here's where it gets really interesting to me. What I've heard now, again, I'm not
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Warner Brothers here, but here we go. She was a screenwriter in Hollywood, so she developed stories and treatments for those early days of cinema. But women weren't allowed to really write, so she used a male pseudonym. But she created the first sets of film that was and she told the studio, "You need to have this guy because it will bring all the women to the box office, and then all the
Yeah.
guys will show up trying to find out who is this guy that the women love." And so therefore you're going to have a lot of people at your
She
movies,
was
right?
a genius. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hats off
Stories
to
like
her.
that abound.
Yes. Mhm.
So, also,
Absolutely.
please comment with these other stories you guys know of about this. Let me know because I
That's
maybe
an
I need
idea.
to compile a list of,
Well, that's good.
females who had to use a pseudonym to get noticed.
Yes,
That's interesting.
absolutely. Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
that.
some people say she was unlucky, but I think she was very lucky and very fortunate, and so many women that became integral, part of cinema really owe a lot of stuff to her. And people
Awesome.
like you, I mean, it's just like people that stand up and say, "This is the way I feel. This is the way it should be." That's again, that it is part of your origin story, but it is who you are, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So, so we were a little bit serious here. We were talking about, some great things, and we've had the rough things that all of us have gone through, is especially what we've been highlighting here. So let's have some fun, right?
okay.
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 Um, if you could, I have a question for you. If you could choose any character to represent your life's journey,
Hmm.
who would it be, and
Ooh.
why?
Okay, this is recent.
Yeah.
Um, so funny that you're involved with Disney because there was a show this last year that came out called Turning Red. And
Oh
if you
yeah.
guys have not seen it, it is about a little 13-year-old girl named Mei Lee. And that is my story.
What
That
a
is
great, yeah,
exact.
that's a great film.
I
I mean,
mean,
oh my
I
God.
bawled, I laughed, I cried, I bawled. So if you haven't seen the story, it's about this little girl who is very she's a very good girl. She follows all the rules, she helps around the house, she gets good grades, and she's from an Asian family, so it's like the parents are very strict and all of that. um and then she has her set of friends that she just doesn't. She did have a set of friends, which I actually didn't really have growing up. I just had all the awkwardness that went along with it. But as a kid, I just knew that I was bound for freaking greatness and stages and acting and dancing and
Right.
singing and all these things. But oh my God, Connor, I was overweight. I was goofy. I mean, I was just chubby and awkward and
Yeah.
loud and obnoxious and all of these things. And in the movie, she sees that what is really her what everyone else in the family sees as her biggest weakness, she finds out it's her biggest strength. And
It's
so
beautiful.
when
Yes.
I lost my nursing career, like I felt so empty. And then, after I mean, I had lost my husband, I had lost my career, I had lost my health, and I didn't feel like I had anything. But what I really had was my voice, my presence, all of these loud, obnoxious things that I thought were holding me back now. And because of the decline in my health and losing all of those things, I've been able to rebuild my life with those initial things that I thought were my gifts, but I just couldn't be sure because I didn't have people in my life that were really equipped to guide me in that.
Right.
There weren't any actors, or I mean, there were no entrepreneurs. Like everyone, we're from the Bible Belt. Like we just have this
the
very
the Dust Bowl.
normal life,
Yeah.
right? Like
Right.
so, people didn't know how to take me, but I really feel like that the Turning Red movie is like 100% my story. Even though the story ends when she's a little girl, I can just imagine how much further she took it after she realized that
Oh,
what she
totally.
thought was holding her back was
Right.
really her gift. And just being yourself is truly the biggest gift you can give to yourself,
I think that
and loving that person.
oh, and what a beautiful, I mean, what totally unexpected, would never have you would have drawn a similar story, but what a wonderful example. And to me, not just being a guy, but I just think for a general person, whether you're male or female, that story for all ages is more relatable than Cinderella. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
of course,
100%.
everybody in their own way would like to have a Cinderella story,
Right.
but it's not real, but
Yeah.
this is, it's it's kind of just like a unique way of looking at life, but it kind of like in Proverbs type of way, with
Yeah.
these situations, but symbolically, it's very, very true. And what a great, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Know yourself and love yourself. If you can do those 2 things, it
right.
sounds kinda easy, but it's really not. It's so hard.
Right, and here I was, I
So
thought Amy
hard.
was going, "Well, I would like to say that my favorite was Eleanor Roosevelt," or, no, no, no. Have you guys heard of Red from, Disney? It's like, that's wonderful, man, that's awesome.
I'm so fluffy.
Yes.
Ah, yes, hello.
So I think that I think that's so incredible, and pulling that out, that's a big part of what you do on the podcast is, getting other people to talk about themselves is not easy.
Mm-mm.
For someone like you or I that are in the spotlight, that are used to having having a presence, a public presence, that's a different thing. But from someone who is, you know, in their small business and they don't really interact, or maybe they don't even really network and stuff, for
Mhm.
them to be heard, that's what I love about you. And that's the episodes
Yeah.
that I've checked out and loved, was just how you, it's funny, you can draw an arc from where they started, the beginning of the podcast. They're really meek and, well, yes, yes, ma'am. And, they fold their
Yeah.
hands, and, by the end of it, they're very comfortable. And it's like you guys went to high school together. And
No. I just have to throw a few F-bombs and, like, let them know this shit's real. Like, it's okay. We're humans. They're like, "I'm sorry if my dog barks or my baby cries." I'm like, "Bring them
yeah,
on. Can you hold the baby? Like, can I see the baby? Like,
right.
bring the dog. Can I do virtual, like, pets of the dog? Like, you're a human being. Quit trying to pretend like you're not. It's okay."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, quit hiding this stuff. We're so used
Yeah.
to just being, just this androgynous type of broadcast.
Yeah.
And we don't see, yeah, we're beginning to not see that anymore. It's just, people would rather watch a TikTok or Instagram or
Yeah.
something real where the lights fall down and, their dog comes crashing through the room. And, That's,
Yeah.
that's why we all love those stories where a senator is talking to a reporter and his
Yes.
child comes in and
In the
wants
walker,
water.
remember
Yeah,
that one?
right. Yes. And
It was on
the
like
guy's like,
CNN or something.
right. That's beautiful. That's real
Yes.
life, man. This is the way it goes.
And
Um,
everybody craves this reel. My 19-year-old son got off work early today and came in and was talking about, he was checking out some AI stuff with Joseph, and he said, one of my favorite my favorite YouTubers has switched his entire platform to nothing but AI, and it's not even him anymore. Like, no offense to your avatar, because we don't show our faces, voiceover
right.
artists, but like the guy who used to show himself is so wrapped up in AI that it's writing his scripts, it's doing everything for him. And my son's like, I quit listening to his channel because
Oh
it's just
yeah.
not real anymore. Like, I can't
Well,
even relate.
yeah, absolutely. And you and I and just we've collaborated on some projects and stuff. And as a voiceover, and you, of course, as a content provider and creator, we are concerned about AI. Yes, it's a wonderful tool. You and I, uh, you know, have benefited greatly from using AI, and I get so many
Mhm.
ideas from you about it. But to be afraid of it, it's like it's not going anywhere. It's here, so
Yeah,
we either make friends with it or we die by it.
that's
And
it.
so a lot of people that I coach for voiceover are worried about, okay, will it replace me? And it's like
Mhm.
it can if you let it go that way. But
Yeah,
I think, this is me personally, there's always going to be an extra amount of love put on something that is human.
that's right.
There's going to be a higher price paid for the real, just like your son saying, you know what, I don't even want to watch this anymore. What the
Yeah,
reason he fell in love with watching this YouTube was because he liked the humanness, the toddler
yeah,
coming into the room, the stuff crashing down, the
yeah,
saying the wrong things, and that's just human. That's what we all are. So
that's right.
kudos to that. So you know, you're all things digital with Hite. I mean, everything you do is in the digital space. So probably what would you say would be your most memorable moment or two from from your history of doing all things digital?
Um, well, I will share my favorite client story for this.
Yes.
Being able to move a business from point A to point B to point C is so much more fulfilling than I ever thought it was going to be. So the very first iteration of our business was called New Leaf Marketing. And the reason it was this, it was a local lead generation service. So if you've heard of Angie's List, Home Advisor, things like that, it was like
Right.
that. But
Okay.
with them, a person goes on and looks for a plumber near me. And then that lead that they enter on the website goes to about 10 different plumbers, and 10 plumbers all call me looking for the plumber. And they're all in a race to the bottom. And I'm pissed as a consumer because I'm like, I didn't want 10 plumbers. I wanted one good plumber. So
Right.
we recognized that a lot of business owners didn't have the money to invest in their own website, their own SEO, their own ads. So we started identifying areas of low hanging fruit. One of those was a painting company, which is a whole nother story. We had a whole nother painting company because of that, and we sold it last year, because you can actually build a business from just a website alone. Lead flow is like the number one thing you need, right? You got to have customers.
Right.
So
Right.
we had this website I built for a guy that I met back in nursing. Before I was a nurse, he was an anesthesia tech. His name is DJ. I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing this. He lives right here in Oklahoma City area, and he had become a nurse since we had parted ways and I'd left nursing, and we'd reconnected. He had this business scooping dog shit out of people's backyards. I mean,
Right.
he was doing it part-time on his own, and he was also working nights at the hospital as an RN leader. But he has a couple of small kids. He was trying to make an exit strategy. At first, he was trying to just make a little extra money, but we started selling him leads for $5 a piece, and it grew his business. And he was paying us I maxed him out at $500 a month. Well, when we transitioned our agency from that model to a more traditional agency, he saw the value in the leads we were providing. So he went all in on his own assets, his own website, his own SEO, his own advertising. We're running ads, Google ads and Facebook ads, doing
Wow.
everything for him in his digital marketing. And this mofo he has grown this business to, I believe he now has 8 employees. He doesn't do the work of scooping dog poop anymore. He also doesn't work as a nurse anymore. He is at
What?
home with his wife and his 2 kids, enjoying his life and running this business because he saw the value of the lead service we provided. And then he was like, okay, that shit works. I'm going all in. And he took a risk. Trust me. I mean, what he pays us was scary for him at first, but it's been 2 or 3 years now. And like his business has flourished and grown. And like he's putting people to work, which to me is the definition of being an entrepreneur, is putting people to work, providing value in your own community. So
Yes.
that digital, like, and we did it all digitally. I don't even know that I have seen him again in person other than on a Zoom meeting since back in 2005 when we worked together at the hospital down the road. So it all happened digitally. So I could be here or wherever, but his freaking business has grown and he's been able to step out of the doing of that business and his primary career to be a business owner and provide what he wants for his family. And that's so amazing to me.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's a great story.
That's
and
great.
that you're still in touch with him and that he's still running the business. That,
yeah, still a client to this day, growing by leaps and bounds, constant.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that has to be, right up there, one of the top stories. Yeah. It's
great.
like, a new business getting that new $1 bill and you frame it. That story is worth framing, right?
That's right. It is. Frame a little dog turd. I don't know what you framed for that, but it was a freaking amazing, like, whatever. Turd. You can make a business out of anything, dude. This is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, he literally made a business out of dog shit. So that's just
for real.
That goes to show you. Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Incredible.
So, I know you personally, and so you aren't just a digital marketer and doing wonderful things like turning this guy's business around. You're constantly being seen in the community and you're being rewarded for it. So, you're a leader. You run that networking group that I'm in, and you help inspire. We have a lot of people that are brand new to small business or business period, coming to those meetings completely lost. And, I'm sure every day you have, some clients that come aboard that are they don't even know anything about a website, or they don't know what SEO stands for. And you lead them through that. But how do you inspire and empower those are around you, not necessarily just your clients, but, just anybody? How do you do that?
By going first. I don't even know how else to say that. Like if we are at, if I'm at a karaoke night, I'll go first. I don't care. If we are going to go, what did we do at our last mastermind? Oh, we did the indoor skydiving thing. I fly. I'll go first. I've already regular skydive. Yeah. I'm willing to be hurt. I'm willing to look stupid. I'm just willing to do it so that I can make it okay for everybody else to join.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah. I'm not there yet, but I want to get there. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's one of those things that everybody looks around like, are you going to go first? Because I sure as hell am not. You are? Okay, go ahead. I'm going to step back and let you take that's amazing.
I've gotten more opportunities by being the first one with my hand in the air than anything I can think of. Just being willing to put myself out there, be silly, do the thing. It gives you so much memorability. It gives you more confidence. Every single time you do it, you get more and more and more confident. And then it's just like, I don't even care. Like if I look stupid, I did a reel showing my Fruit of the Loom panties the other day because I'm like, 40-year-old women need to know that they don't have to go to Victoria's Secret and spend $30 on a pair of freaking underwear that aren't fitting right. But just say that. I'm willing. I'm just willing. I feel like that's the only way to lead. I have always needed an example in front of me. And it's been those examples of other people in my life through business networking and meeting others that have taught me that it's okay for me to be willing to go first. And they've given me that permission. And so then again, here comes that I have a responsibility to share that with someone else. And so I go around just going first and I feel like it gives people permission to be silly or be bold.
Right. Yeah, it's absolutely. You've taken that first step. I think that I remember a long time ago, I was a child actor, and I remember we were shooting a commercial in New York, and I think it was like TCBY yogurt or, some damn thing.
Oh my God, I love that. I wish they'd bring it back. That shit slapped.
The country's best yogurt.
Yeah, this country's best yogurt. They were little shacks. They were great.
It was either that or Band-Aids. I can't remember what the commercial was. I can't remember. But anyway, they had a whole section of Manhattan. I mean, it's a major intersection. They had it cordoned off so that we could film this commercial out in the middle of the street. And they were taking a break. In those days, I was doing on camera, so I wouldn't use a little cartoon like this. And I was, probably 14, maybe 13 or 14.
Oh my God, I need pictures of this.
So no, you don't. And
so cute.
The whole crowd was cordoned off, and we're taking a break, and they were just like, take 5, and we'll let you know when we're ready to start shooting again. So I'm kind of off to the side, and a guy on the other side of the barrier, the little rope thing, he's like, hey kid, come here. So I turned around, I said, yeah, and he's like, why are you over there and I'm over here? And I said, because there's a rope between us. He's like, no, I mean, right? I mean, I didn't know what the hell you did. He's like, no, why are you getting to be in this commercial and I cannot?
Yeah.
What? How come you have the success and I don't have the success? He had tried to make it as an actor and couldn't do it. And I said, and I'm relating this to your story. And I told him, and I think what, sets everyone apart and is part of my success, and I can see it as in part of your success, and I told him, I said, you don't realize the sacrifices I've made to get here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have not made sacrifices, but I feel that, you have to make sacrifices to feed the fire. And, he didn't realize I'd been acting since I was 6 years old. I didn't have a quote normal childhood, and I give up a lot of stuff, didn't go to prom, didn't, a whole, go on and down the line of stuff that quote normal people go through. I was willing to give those up, but maybe at times, maybe not so willing, but I did give it up to become an actor.
Right.
And so that's what I see in yours is that, it's wonderful that you're bold enough to be the very first one, but it's also the sacrifices that you've made. You've lost a lot of things. You've gained a lot of stuff too. You gain knowledge, and you've gained I think you always had your presence, but it's just like that voice, you fanned the flames and, shared that voice. Now it's like you're instead of hiding what do they say? The biblical thing about hiding the candle or the light in the bushes.
Don't hide your candle under a bushel. Yeah.
Hell no. Feed the flames and bring
That's right.
A bonfire and stuff.
I mean, there's a ton of sacrifice. And also, I would like to pause here to say that everyone thinks I am fearless. They're like, you are so bold. You are so fearless. Can I just stop to clear the air about this? Because I am fucking terrified all the time, you guys. Like, I am not fearless. I'm just willing. And there's a huge difference. I'd never do it without fear. I think it was like Dolly Parton says she's never not nervous before she goes on stage.
I agree.
That's what keeps you good. That's what keeps you there and present and engaged.
I think that, when I do public appearances or when I do, even when I have to do a recording session in front of a group of producers, I'm nervous about it because even though I've been doing it, this is like my 36th year in voiceover. It is
for a minute. I mean,
right. Yeah. Come on.
You've been around the block.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It's only because you were too drunk to find your way home, but you've been around the block.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. I've been around the block a whole damn, I slept in the doghouse, come
That's
on.
it.
So I think it's the fear that keeps you alive. It's the fear that keeps you going. The fear of failing, the fear of, and also that's what keeps you from going over the edge. The fear of being too anything, too powerful or too boisterous, or, it's just, there's a time and place for everything. And even though, I've really had that, I didn't really have that button of, knowing when to stop. It's like, I think that's what, as a younger person, that's why I felt like I was on the island of misfit toys, because, I didn't feel like I fit in. And the young actors that were getting all the great roles, I remember back in the day, like every damn commercial set that I would show up in what we call a cattle call, which means they brought a lot of actors trying to cast this. Almost always it was Jason Bateman getting cast for this or that. And I couldn't feel we both look like nerds. Why the hell is he getting, I mean, Literally. I mean, he was, wasn't this beautiful guy, and I wasn't a beautiful guy. It's like we're just normal looking dweebs. But why is he getting the roles and I wasn't? And then finally, we're somewhere, and someone was saying, uh, talking about Jason Bateman and stuff. It's like, well, their family is in the business, so
Mm,
he's got an inside edge. It's like
yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. His mom was a casting director.
Oh,
So
really? I didn't
yeah,
know that.
oh yeah, it's great if you have that key.
It's
But
all about who you know.
oh my God, I didn't know a damn thing. I didn't have a house key. It's like, it's like I'm like you have to create your own. You know what?
That's it.
I not invited in the door, so I'll just slide through the window, you know?
That's it. Yeah. Doing
Like
the thing. Yeah. Oh
so I
my
want to talk
gosh.
about this. You I've seen you on LinkedIn a lot, and you've talked about it in some of your public speeches and that sort of thing. And you're really proud of this an individual by the name of John C. Maxwell.
Oh my
And
God.
you
Yes.
had recently kind of talked with him, and but he's a mentor of yours, and I'm just curious, how did that start, or why did it start?
Well, with Height, we have definitely brought in some very top level speakers. So, Height,
Yeah.
as a corporation, we sponsor a mastermind. And so we bring in like quarterly masterminds. We go to Dallas, we go to Costa Rica once a year for an annual conference for other digital agency owners. And we found that strategic partnerships have been very crucial for us. So we've had partnerships with people like Dave Ramsey, Kevin Harrington,
Wow.
Damon John. Some of these people have been some of our speakers and mentors in the past. And so um, primarily I would credit JC and Karen Hite for all of those introductions that they've made to our team and to
Yeah.
our mastermind group, but they recognize the value in strategic partnerships and bringing in um, I hate to say it like a big names because of all these people I've met,
Well,
not
I
a
asked
single
you.
one of them was like snooty or acted like a celebrity or acted like somebody that was untouchable.
Right.
It just put them in our ecosystem, and then we realized that our values were so aligned, which is the number one goal of anybody we work with, any partnership we undertake, any M&A type activity is all centered around the values. And so once we get in front of somebody like John, and of course we pay. I mean, you pay to be mentored by John, but he gets to choose who he mentors. Like it's not
Right,
like he
right.
just needs your money. Like he doesn't need
Yeah,
anybody's money.
please.
He
Yeah,
doesn't need
exactly.
anything.
Right.
So the just being introduced to these people as they usually come on as a one-time speaker, and then they meet us and they meet our team and they see our culture and our values, and they're just hooked. They're just like, holy shit, this is amazing. I want to be a part of this. Let me help
Right.
you. It's just people that are doing amazing things, like are attracted to other people doing amazing things.
Amen. That is
Yeah.
absolutely true. Attracts like. And I think no matter what someone's spirituality and religious and that sort of thing, but it's just like whatever you call it, it's like I totally believe in that power of attraction, because
Hmm.
that's how everything from the very genesis of a relationship, either romantic or friendship, it starts with a spark.
That's
And
right.
so yeah, I think that's wonderful that yeah, you were so proud of that, and as you well should be. I mean, this guy
Yeah,
had a lot of knowledge, has a lot of knowledge to impart. And so
definitely. Yeah,
uh,
we're very proud to. We are actually having a like he has come on, he's signed on to be our mentor for 2 full years.
wow.
Yeah, and so we're having actually a next week we're having a he's going to be speaking, and we're offering it for like $49. So I'm sure this is going to come out after that, but I'm telling you it's going to be
Yeah, well,
amazing.
oh, this is an
Yeah.
inside secret. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
want
now
to
these
share it.
are I just want to clarify something. Now these are called masterminds, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So that means that Connor Quinn will never be invited because I'm not a mastermind. So there we go.
Whatever.
That's
No,
no,
a
I think that's wonderful.
mastermind, just we just get together and we share information. It's like,
Becoming a mastermind. Yes.
yeah, like you just can't move forward in business fast enough without learning from other people's failures. Like, I
Well,
mean, you
especially
can, but it's
you
so much
can, but
easier.
in today's society where, AI was an infant yesterday and then tomorrow it is already, a
Yes.
45-year-old person. It's like,
Yes. Yeah.
it's already learning to walk and talk, and now it's teaching us, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
So this next section, it's are you prepared? Are you buckled in?
Okay, I
All
don't
right.
know. Where are we going?
Yeah. So now these are going to be rapid fire questions, basically.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, okay.
just answer the first thing that pops into your
Ooh,
brain. Yeah.
crap. Okay, here we
All
go.
right. So what is your favorite type of ice cream flavor from Braum's?
Ooh, oh my
Yes.
God. Mint chocolate chip.
Oh, I love that. Very cool. What is your favorite word?
Ooh, ooh, that's hard. Like the word I use most often.
Just your very favorite. You love the
My
way it
very favorite
feels
word.
coming off your tongue. You love what it means. Whatever.
Leadership.
Oh my God. You know what my
Yeah.
favorite word? My favorite word is effervescent. So I don't even know what the hell it means.
Effervescence.
Yes,
Ooh,
but
I
it just
like that.
I love the way it sounds.
It
But
reminds me of plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
great.
Effervescent.
Well, which is a commercial, and that's what I do for a living. So there we go. All right.
Exactly.
You are leadership. I am effervescence. Oh yeah,
Effervescence.
that's wonderful. So one marketing trend you'd happily leave in the past? Here we go.
Oh, rank and rent, lead generation. Yeah, that's how we started our business, but I would happily let it go aside
Just
because
let
it has become so rampant with bro marketers. It's just a cesspool.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah,
Build your own
toxic.
brands, build your own assets.
Gotcha. A
Yeah.
Disney character that embodies your leadership style. I think we kind of talked about that, but maybe someone different though for leadership embodies your leadership
Ooh,
style.
a Disney character. Belle.
Oh, that's a good one.
Belle.
Unexpected,
Yes.
unexpectedly good.
Yeah, because she sees things in people that they don't see it in themselves. You know, the
You're so
beast
yes,
transformation. She believes it's possible. She was
right?
didn't fit in her little community, and she was the bookworm and all those weird things. And then she went and, despite her fear and trepidation, she was able to change another person's life.
That's so you know who my favorite
Yeah.
one is?
Who?
Baloo from Jungle Book. There we go.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's taking it way
for the
back.
fairness. Yeah, right.
Kids
Okay.
these days, they don't even
Oh
know
my
that
right. Yeah,
movie.
they don't. They're like, what? Yes, like it's called Wikipedia. Thank you.
Right.
Good
That's
night.
right. Google it.
What's the song that gets you pumped for a big presentation?
Ooh. Okay. So right now I am totally hooked on 2 to 3 different songs actually. And
Okay.
this always comes and goes, but
Yeah. But right
yeah.
now.
So I have a playlist that I call Mattress to a Pillow Fight. Because these are the
What?
songs that make me want to bring a fucking mattress to a pillow fight. Like they just get me going.
Right.
Okay, so 3 songs. The first one is called Little Girl Gone. It's by an artist called Chinchilla. It's
Love
amazing.
that. Okay.
The second one is called Jericho by an artist called Iniko. And it's talking about walls fall down like Jericho. Like I rule this
Yeah,
shit.
like
And then the third one is Beast by Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. It's from the Southpaw. It's from the Southpaw. I'm a motherfucking beast. And Joseph has been like boxercising or whatever. So like we're into all the boxing movies. So just shit that makes me want to like bring a mattress to a pillow fight. That's it.
I love that. I've never heard that. Bring a mattress to a pillow fight. I love that.
Oh, I'm gonna crush it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. That.
Very cool. So, and the last one, what's one word, just one word, you don't get a sentence, just one word to describe the future of digital marketing?
Oh,
One word.
messy.
What is it?
Messy.
Oh, messy.
Messy. I
Yes.
think it will be
think
messy.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
good word.
Yeah.
And they're going to need people like you to help see through the messiness, through the mud, right?
Yeah. It's impossible to do it on my own. I have a team of almost 200 team members on our staff that keep up with all of those changes, all
So
of those
amazing.
happening, all of that. I could never do it alone, but I do believe
Yes.
it will be very messy and unpredictable, especially with AI and Google and some current. There is a current lawsuit being battled out in court right now with Microsoft. And so like things are going to be messy over the next couple of years. I really think so.
I think, yeah, absolutely right. And, having a team, have my agent that I've had since I was a kid, she's older than Methuselah now, but
Yes.
this woman, she's more, I mean, she knows more about, she has forgotten more about SEO and websites and marketing than I could ever know. And
Yeah.
she's the one that's always on to me. You need, you know what? You need to put this out there. You need to share this video, and you need to change this font, and don't use this color because it's very abrasive. And it's like,
Wow.
what? Yeah.
She's been there, done that, and keeps up, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that is someone who would, what would I say? Oh, I don't know. Bring a mattress to a pillow fight.
That's it.
That's the quote of the day. Okay, so we've been talking about the professional Amy and all the stuff that is who you are. But so what are you've talked a little bit about the the fighting, the movies and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, what are, I don't know, what are some of your hobbies?
Oh, hobbies. So Joseph and I have been learning. We did this year. We got scuba dive certified.
What?
So that is a new hobby that we have
Hello. Yes.
undertaken. Yes. We like to do things that scare us. So Joseph was he was a skydiving instructor before I met him. So he's taken me skydiving. I have taught him about some of the hobbies that I had done, but we've never done anything together that like scared us. So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we do a lot of active things. We ride our bikes down by the Oklahoma River on the weekend a lot of times. We love to go to the farmers market. We love to cook. We do regularly on Sunday. We will do things called what we call procrastinating. So surely there's something better that we could do, but we're just gonna bake and procrastinate,
Love that.
for the day. So we love to get in the kitchen and cook together, and go to festivals and things like that. But also really just arts and crafts and fairs and concerts and community things. We love to do that. But the scuba diving has been the biggest hobby
That's
we've
amazing.
picked up recently.
These are sides that I didn't know. I mean, I absolutely love the both of you, and I think that
Mm.
you just bring an energy to the room that is, gosh, it would be so much missing if any event that you're supposed to be at that you're not at. It's just like, oh,
Aw,
where the hell is
thank you.
Amy and Joseph? I mean,
I swear to God, I did not bring this guy on here to like fluff my ego at all. I promise.
no, she didn't, honestly. And by the way, the check was wonderful. Thank you so much for
You're
sending
so
that.
welcome.
Yes, I
Shh,
appreciate it.
it's fine.
No. Yeah, come on. I mean, I love these guys, and it's this energy that we're talking about, energy and synergy. God, that was such an overused word in the '90s, but
Yes.
it holds true now. This
I prefer
synergistic.
symbiosis.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I
I
prefer
prefer
symbiosis.
effervescence, the effervescence of both of you, and you were talking about, you guys are obviously both are physically active. I just want to share my little Connor Quinn's little secret to being, because I obviously am physically active. Otherwise I couldn't fit in this jacket. But but so when I feel the need, the urge, the desire to become physically active, which happens a lot, what I do simply is I lay down in a prone position until that urge passes, and then I'm okay. Because, and usually I can tell when it's coming because the room starts spinning, and I'm like, oh shit, that means that I'm supposed to go right.
Oh
Or my
God.
damn watch, I broke my watch. It kept telling me, do we need to exercise? I'm like,
Get up
shut
and
the,
walk. Get up and walk.
yes. How do you turn that crap off? I mean,
I don't
Jesus.
wear one. I got a Fitbit and I gave it
Oh
to Joseph because that shit was reminding me
yeah,
too often. I'm
screw
like, no,
that.
I
Yeah,
don't need
hell
that.
no.
That's
Yeah,
negative.
yeah.
No
Do we
negativity in
need to
my life.
move? No, I'm at McDonald's drive-through, so shut the hell up. We
That's
don't
right.
need to exercise. Come on. So anyway, so what is the an unexpected talent? You've talked about scuba diving and skydiving. I didn't know that about Joseph, but what is something, maybe the unexpected talent of yours that you haven't talked about?
Unexpected talent. Oh my
Yeah, something that
gosh.
we'd go, oh my God, Amy, please.
Well, Joseph plays guitar, so there's a talent,
Jesus.
and sings. Like he's very talented with that. I don't know that I have a talent
Yes, you
like
do.
that.
Yeah.
I can speak pig Latin.
There you go. I
Ude
love
uye
Big Latin.
ik pay atenle? I don't know.
KOA of lay.
No, I mean, I can sing. I guess I guess I can sort of sing. I'm not like a soloist, but I was always in the choir, so I can carry a tune.
I cannot.
Like
I
so.
would have had
There's that.
more. I would have more roles and more career if I could sing, but I cannot sing to save my life.
Really, I feel like
No,
you've done jingles and stuff.
no. I love jingles. I listen to them. I'm a nerd, but I cannot sing them.
Oh my God. What's your favorite jingle of all time?
My favorite jingle of all time is
Yes.
God, it's like choosing children. My God.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think one of my and God, half our audience is going to go, "What? What is that?" But I think it's the one Barry Manilow wrote for Band-Aids.
I don't know
I'm
if I know
stuck
this one.
on Band-Aid,
And days, because
Band-Aids.
Band-Aid stuck
There you
on
go.
me.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
And
Barry Manilow wrote that?
yeah, Barry Manilow wrote that. He also
Shut
wrote one
up.
for Oscar Mayer. I'm an Oscar Mayer. Yeah, at least that's what
No
I believe.
way.
Double check us in the
We need a fact checker like Dak
fact
Shepard
checker.
on his. He has a fact check
Yeah.
at the end. Maybe I
Did
should
you
get
say
a
Dak
fact
Shepard?
checker.
Oh no.
Yes, his
Yeah.
podcast has a fact check at the end every
Right,
time.
right. Yeah, right.
Like,
Absolutely.
let's see if they're full of shit or not. We are
come
full.
on.
We will tell you now. Connor and
What the
I are
hell's wrong
completely
with
full
you?
of shit. Completely. We are, yeah. Do not believe anything we say.
No, we do not. Yeah, so I think one that touched my heart is, as a child, it's not really a jingle, it was more as a theme song, was I was on Sesame Street for a number of years. And that
Yeah.
song just it still means a lot to me. It brings a tear to my eye because I was so much a part of that. And
Yeah.
even more so, it's probably one of the greatest conversations I ever had with someone who is not far from my age, and I just randomly met her at like a of all places. Believe it or not, I was eating food. Okay, so it's like at a Panera Bread, and so I don't know how it came up or whatever that I was on Sesame Street as a child, and she got kind of sad in a way, and she said, I was always sad when that show came on, and I'm envious of you. And I went,
Huh.
why? Like, why? And she said, because in the song, you say, can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? And she goes, that's what I prayed for every day, is someone to tell me how I can get there. They have
Oh,
friends. I don't have friends. They all seem to get along. I mean, I was just like,
that is so
I'm gonna
sad.
take my grilled cheese and soup and go home now because but the jingle, the theme song just meant so much to a lot of people. And I think that, of course, this generation are like, what the hell are you? They rap now for a theme. So come on, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? But
Do they really? I haven't
I
seen
think
in
so.
so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's still on though.
Well, and that's how they've adapted. It's something that I don't do very well. I hate change. I
Yeah.
hate things that scare me, fuck
My
that.
God, we've always done this way.
Absolutely. We're going to die this way. It's like that comedian Kevin Me. We're Big Pen
Yes.
people, for crying in the night. We go in here and stay in our room. Screw you people for crying in the night and screaming at us like that. We're Big Pen people.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was
Do
random.
more voices. Do more voices. Ah! We'll have to bring you on again.
Okay, I'll do one more.
It just make you okay. Yeah, give us your best. Give it us.
My best. I don't know.
I'm desperate. I love it. It's
probably
like butter.
My favorite, like butter, like motherfucking butter. My favorite. My favorite voice of all time. It's just everything. It's just I absolutely love this voice. Is the voice of Droopy the dog. Yes. Hello, folks. Oh, that makes me so angry. I could squish a grape.
I love it. God, I grew up on that shit. I didn't even know you. I knew you before I knew you. So cool.
Well, I never did that voice. The one I did was that I was proud of was Elroy Jetson from the Jetsons. That was originally Dawes Butler, who was a mentor of mine. He was the original voice of Elroy Jetson. But in the 90s, there was this company that probably nobody's heard of except for maybe you. I know I grew up with them, but they were called Radio Shack. And right? This is a testament to how successful our commercials are. They're no longer in business. But in the 90s, they were pretty huge. The 80s and the 90s. Well, they decided they wanted to kind of pair up with Hanna-Barbera characters, and they selected the Jetsons. Well, Dawes had passed away, and I went to an audition where they were looking for the voice of Elroy Jetson, and I won. Wow. I got the audition, and Elroy is G-Pop. I wonder if Astro will get to play. Oh gosh, they got so many batteries and diodes and all kinds of stuff. I don't even understand how this is going to work.
Oh my God, I'm like 8 years old. Oh my God, so awesome. Yes.
That's my favorite.
Good. Oh my God. That's
what is the most, who is the most important person in Amy's life?
Joseph, without a doubt.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very
Absolutely.
anybody that's ever seen the two of them together in a room, it's amazing. They're very comfortable at being apart, but when they're together, there's just this energy that magnifies. Yeah, because you guys are very comfortable being apart,
Yeah.
and and I think that's a testament to having a successful marriage or successful partnership is that you're comfortable in the quiet times. You don't have to always be at each other. You can
Hmm.
bake together when you're pro baking. What do you say it?
Procrastinating.
Pro. I love that word. Yes.
Like it's a title of a book. I didn't make that up. It's a
Well,
whole
yeah.
cookbook called
Amy, take it.
Procrastinating.
Amy wrote it. Amy,
Okay. Okay.
take the credit
Sure.
for it.
Okay.
And I just again, I wanted to reiterate. I love both of you guys, and we have all we've collaborated on some projects, and I think what I really admire about you is that incredible spark of creativity, that energy that you bring into the room.
Aw.
That if it gets quiet, you're like, oh, let me look over at Amy and see what she's thinking, what she's doing. But you know
Don't
what?
look at
More
my face because it will tell you most of the
right. Well, that's
time.
what I love about it. Is like because you look at other people, it's like, I love you. You're so wonderful. And inside they're like, you're a piece of shit. I just,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're not real. It's like, sometimes it's like, do these pants make me look fat? Oh, Jesus. Yes, absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
it's not the pants. It's just your body.
Right.
Not me.
Well, sorry
I
to
can
be
only
so
say that
bold, but
because I've been
yeah.
so fat. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, and I am fat, so there we go.
No,
That's
you're
wonderful.
not. No,
Well,
you've lost a ton of weight in the last year.
not with
Don't
this
you not give
cartoon.
yourself credit? You look
Well, this
amazing. I'm
cartoon, I
very
look
proud of you.
terrific. Thank you so much, Amy. But all of that, what I love probably the most, the spark of creativity, but it's how you make others feel at ease
Hmm.
and welcome. That was the first thing that I noticed because you were one of the first people that I had met at that networking that we are talking about.
Yeah.
And I gravitated towards you because you make others feel at ease, no matter
Mm.
what their life circumstances. And it was just, you didn't change for the other people. It was equal all the way across the board. It was just a real
Mm.
you.
Thank you.
And
That means a
so
lot.
what I'm wondering is, so has this confidence always been with you, or is it kind of like what you say, was it something that developed over the years,
No.
basically?
It's something that has developed truly in the last probably 5 years. Yeah, it's been
Wow.
very recent. Very, very
Yeah.
recent.
Through all the stuff that
Yeah.
you talked about, yeah,
Mm,
I understand. I can see how that would develop. So,
yeah.
and probably the biggest question I have for you here is, what is the one question that you wish that I had asked you, and how would you have answered that?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Ah.
What's one question that you wish that I would have asked you, and what would have been your answer?
Um, what I'm most proud of.
Amy, what are you most proud of?
I am most proud of the love and acceptance that I have found for this person right here.
Oh my God.
I
That
am. I
that sums
fucking
it up.
hated her. I hated her. I hated her as a kid. I hated her as a teen, as a young adult. I feared her as a nurse. I have fought this person right here, and I'm the only motherfucker I'm going to be with forever. I mean, Joseph, although I love him and he's the most important person in my life, if he died today, it would be so hard. It would be so hard. But I know that I would have a purpose for myself because I found that love for myself. And I found that North Star that's able to guide this person that I'm always going to be with after my kids graduate and leave, after my husband's
Right.
dead and gone, after my clients, my business is all gone. I can still love me. And that it should be the very first thing we all learn, but it's really not. And I hate that it took me this long to learn it, but I'm very proud to love me not in spite of of all my problems, but including all of those problems, because I would not be who I am and be able to love me like I do without having gone through all of that.
That is true unconditional love.
That's
I
it.
mean, that resonated so well with me because there's so many times I've hated me. Um, I think that anyone who is sitting there listening to this or driving or whatever the heck that you're doing, and they're saying, "I've never hated me." I don't know if you're necessarily lying to yourself, but be very truthful. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, how I wish I could have your life because yeah, it hasn't always been a bed of roses for me either. And what you know, that you're emboldened to say that, I think that's pure clarity and pure understanding of yourself to say that, you know, just like in a relationship, there's times where, you know, like any relationship where a couple says, "Oh, we never fight. Everything's just," it's like, then I don't
Yes,
believe
you
that.
do.
There's something wrong with you.
Then you don't
If you
talk.
right. There you go. Yeah, that you're lying right there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh my.
it's not easy. I think what really brought all of that about, and I have to give credit to Jose Bolaños. Hello, freaking
Heyo.
noble warrior, my mindset coach that helped me to find this purpose and helped me to start doing all the weird shit like ice baths and saunas and exercise and all these things that brought this clarity and focus to me. He said, Amy, you've suffered enough. And when, as a human being, you've suffered enough, you finally get it. And you really can't get it until you've suffered enough. And, that's why I don't hate my problems. I don't hate my past. I love it and I embrace it because it brought me to the point where I could go, yeah, I fucking suffered enough. It's time to choose a different way, a different path, love myself and be different. And now I just feel
Wow.
responsible for sharing that with others because you deserve it. You are amazing. And if the best you do today is get out of your bed and move from the bed to the couch and watch freaking Sesame Street reruns on OETA, then I'm
Right.
proud of you because
Yeah,
that's more than you did yesterday.
it
So
is.
one step
Amen.
at a time, just keep going and love yourself.
As they say in the famous, you know, Christmas cartoon, put one foot in front of the other, you know, and you'll
That's
be
it.
walking out the door. Any message as we wrap up, any message that you have to like aspiring digital marketers and future leaders?
Yeah, learn as much as you can from others. It doesn't necessarily take a marketing degree. I can't tell you how many freaking people I talk to every day that are like, yeah, I got a marketing degree in 2015 or 2010 or 1973, and they don't know what to do. So you
Oh
don't
man.
have to necessarily go to college, but put other people in your life that make you feel really stupid and learn from them.
That's true. You know, I never got a degree, but I did raise sea monkeys as a teenager. So there
I
is
mean,
that.
that's worth something,
Oh, it
you
is.
know?
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely. So now on that note, so we have the Spirit Led Entrepreneur Summit, October 2nd through the 6th. Is that correct?
That is true. Yes.
Very cool. So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
coming up where you can uh see Amy and partake in and at her excellence. Um
Yes.
so you know, uh anything I don't know if you can even talk about this because I know you're under non-disclosure agreements and you know concealed talks and other thing. But can you kind of tip as to what are some of your goals or what are some of the future episodes that you know are going to be coming up this season?
I've made a hit list of women that I would like to be on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there in the universe that Dolly Parton is my number one like guest. I hope to absorb as much of her leadership wisdom as I can one day. Yeah, she's on my radar. So if you happen to know Dolly, I used to tell people that Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers were my parents as a child.
Oh my.
In front of my real parents, I would fucking just blatantly say this shit because I just knew I was going to be a star and they were my parents. But yeah, we have Gordana Strabenovich. I'm saying that wrong, but she will be the episode right after this one.
Oh, cool.
And she
Okay.
has a program called Workello, which she is from Yugoslavia, turned Serbia. Now she was in Greece when we recorded the episode. So like amazing young lady doing
Wow.
some freaking incredible things on a global level with hiring, a hiring process. It's an automated, not automated, but a better way to hire team members in mass, especially when you're getting a lot of applicants, that kind of thing. So we've got some new and exciting guests coming up, including her. Super excited about this episode. I can't thank you enough, Connor, for coming on. Everyone, please go to voxguy.com and go and follow Connor Quinn, Vox Guy,
Oh,
on LinkedIn. He doesn't put out a lot on his socials except for LinkedIn. So go check him out on LinkedIn. If you're normally
right.
on Facebook or Instagram, you're not going to find him there. You got to go to
Nope.
LinkedIn or to voxguy.com. He is
Right. I'm like a
incredible.
Kmart blue light special. I'm very rare. Very,
That's right.
you know.
But he doesn't just work for, I mean, yes, he's worked with Disney, Sesame Street, humongous names, but he's also worked with my local clients right here in Oklahoma City at an
Absolutely.
affordable rate where it's making a big impact for people. So Connor, I realize how valuable your time is. And I thank you so much for coming on and firing all these wild questions at me. I could have never shared all that on my own without your questioning. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you for being a leader. You're a leader in your industry, and I'm just going to call you a queen. Thank you for being a queen who leads.
Well, yes, thank you. Well, how can someone, if they want to be on your podcast or get connected with you, how can they reach out to you?
If they want to be on the podcast, they can go to queenslead.org, queenslead.org, and there's a simple application on there. Just fill it out, and my team will get you into the process. There are a few qualifiers, so we are definitely looking for women who have done some major things. So be proud of yourself. Come on and show off what it is that you're doing in your family, your business, your community. We're excited and inspired to share your story. So connect with me at amysingleton.net. All of my links are there, and I'm the real Amy Singleton on all of the platforms.
Very cool. Yeah, say hi to her on LinkedIn, and look her up, and her and Joseph, and you've got yourselves a winning team. It's been my pleasure, Amy. Thank you so much for, what an honor to come on and be able to talk with you and find out a little bit about you. Look behind the curtain, so to speak.
Yes. Thank you very much. I will now go back behind the curtain.
The Queen's Lead podcast is recorded worldwide and produced by the kick-ass media team at the Hite Digital home base in Nicaragua. Until our next episode, stay real, Queens, and go lead. Remember to tap that follow and leave your review. For freebies and more real, inspiring content you love, go to amysingleton.net and connect with Amy on her socials at The Real Amy Singleton.
One more thing. This is the legal language, what my lawyer wrote and what I need to read to you. This podcast is presented for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am Amy Singleton, and I'm just your friend. Although I may speak to many on this show, I am not a psychotherapist, a business coach, a doctor, a CPA, a lawyer, or probably anyone who should be giving you professional advice. This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with your doctor, coach, or any other licensed professional. Got it? Good. Now go be a queen and follow me at The Real Amy Singleton. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Cut.
Okay,
I love it. All right, cut. I can make myself a cow.
And then hit plus.